Hello, I'm Graham Sherlock-Brown and I'm a victim of mesothelioma. I intend to tell you a bit about my own situation and then why I think this PSP is important. My diagnosis started when I began to suffer from unusual breathlessness and strange noises in my throat while I was playing hockey or out running. After seeing my GP, who found nothing amiss, I saw a succession of specialists. Specialist 1 was ear, nose and throat. Strange you might think. He found nothing. Specialist 2 was chest, who treated me for suspected asthma for 4 months. He didn't take an x-ray because, as he told me later, my lung function was way above average. When I finally insisted on a chest x-ray, because I felt so ill after a long walk, he discovered a collapsed right lung due to a pleural effusion. Things finally started to move quickly. Specialist 3 drained 5 litres of fluid, reflated my lung and took a biopsy. He sent some samples to a mate he had in a Birmingham path lab. And then a few weeks later he called me in, told me I had mesothelioma, gave me 6 months to live, no hope, and started talking about compensation. Specialist 4 was Dr. Death, the oncologist. At least that's what my wife and I called him. He gave me even less hope, but at least he was cheerful as he discussed my limited options. As I commenced chemotherapy, I managed to get an appointment with specialist number 5, Mr. David Waller, to discuss the possibility of surgery. This was my first real hope. David decided I was a good specimen on whom to practice removal of essential body parts. And thus I had an extrapleural pneumonectomy to remove my right lung, chest wall, diaphragm and half my pericardium. This story would not be untypical today, but mine happened in 2002, 11 years ago. I've had quite an interesting time in between and have remained in good health, completely symptom-free with a good quality of life, and I'm still here. So thank you, David, again, although I don't think he's here at the moment. But this meeting isn't about me. It's about the many others who've been diagnosed with this dreadful disease in the meantime and have not enjoyed the same good fortune as myself. And I would ask you all to support this PSP for the following reasons. Firstly, as a victim, I'm privy to the Meso Warriors website on Facebook, and I witness the misery it creates on a daily basis. Despair, anger, frustration, helplessness and grief are common emotions. Hope is almost non-existent, despite the titanic efforts by many to provide comfort and support. These people deserve far more than just a well-meaning hug. I went through the same emotions in the weeks after I was diagnosed 11 years ago. Why has so little changed? The prime reason is because so little funding has been put into mesothelioma research. There have been some advances in treatment and greater awareness of what is available, especially through the creation of Mesothelioma UK. But we're no closer to finding a cure, and dreadful experiences are being repeated over and over again. Median survival has changed very little over the last 11 years. It's still measured in months. This has to change. Secondly, mesothelioma is not a lifestyle disease caused by smoking or diet or something we can choose to avoid. It's caused by an industrial carcinogenic material ever present in many public and domestic buildings. Most people are unaware of its presence and the deadly danger it poses. Only total removal of asbestos from our environment will stop mesothelioma occurring. Only the government can make the decisions to enable this to happen. Therefore, in my opinion, the government must bear much of the responsibility for not only preventing the disease, but also for providing serious funding to research bodies to improve treatments, with a cure being the ultimate goal. Thirdly, of all the cancers, mesothelioma is one of the nastiest to deal with because it attacks fundamental parts of your life support system, particularly your breathing. It's difficult to treat, difficult to manage, and for many it's difficult to bear on a daily basis, especially when there is so little hope of lasting improvement. It's time this changed. There have been radical improvements in the treatment of other diseases such as breast cancer and prostate cancer. Now it's mesothelioma's turn, and we must not waste this opportunity. Finally, among over 200 cancers, mesothelioma is among the top 20 in terms of occurrence, but bottom of the pile by some way when it comes to research funding. As a result, not only are potential treatments few and far between, but clinical trials take an age to get off the ground. Money is required at every stage of bringing new drugs and techniques into operation, not just at the beginning. For these reasons, I would urge you all to give this PSP your full support. Its prime purpose is to prioritise the key unanswered questions to help guide future research. Well, I have an unanswered question for starters. Why am I still here? Thank you.